Hello, my darlings, and welcome to my review of The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack, Build and Buy. As always with the Build and Buy review, I just like to lay everything out in all of the swatches and go through and give my complete and utter 100% opinion. Now, I have been and bought this pack myself, and I'm actually kind of intrigued with this pack, to be honest with you. I know it's not the most popular of packs from the announcement and stuff, but somehow I actually want to delve in and see what the gameplay is all about as well. We're not going to be doing that today, but I'll give you my opinions throughout next week once I've had a chance to sit down properly and just play through it. But that is not what we're doing today. We are going to now flop on over to the new world, which I have no idea what it's called, and we're going to go through all of the build and buy together. So let's do this. You can use my code BUMPKIN at checkout on the EA app or at sims.com. I receive a small commission from your purchase, and you greatly support me and the channel. Thank you so much. And so here we are, my loves, in the new world of Gibby Point. I have no idea what world this is meant to be based on, so you'll have to let me know, or inspired by. You'll have to let me know down below in the comment box, because I have no idea, absolutely not a bloody clue. All I can see is just a lot of base game assets being recycled into a new world. There's a couple of new trees, like these palms. I'm not sure I've seen them before. There's a couple bits of moss on top of already base game objects. I'm getting a bit sick to death of seeing new worlds come to The Sims 4, and all it basically is just recycled base game objects, to be honest with you, with a new background. I'm a bit sick to death of seeing that. I would like to see new stuff. But that being said, I'm getting bitchy first off. That being said, I'm very impressed with these wallpapers. We're starting off with wallpapers and floorings, my loves. First up is this wonderful wallpaper here. It's almost got like a fabric kind of linen texture look to it. And I love the art on it itself, I really do, especially the abducted person coming from that campsite there. I think that is absolutely hilarious. And the swatches. I'm going to say it now. If I could have picked the best array of swatches for Sims 4 wallpapers, this would have been it. It really would have. But I love the difference. Oh my god, I've just noticed there's like a Sasquatch as well. Why am I pointing at it? You can't see me pointing. There's like a Sasquatch detail there as well. At least that's what I think it is. Has that got a cowboy hat on? I've no idea, but it looks perfect. It looks hilarious. I can see myself using this wallpaper, maybe in like cabins, that kind of vibe, maybe even children's bedrooms, or an accent wall in a ranch build, something like that. I can see this going really well with the horse ranch pack as well, but really impressed with that wallpaper. My favorite one is, I probably like the first one, color-wise, like color swatch-wise. I like the lighter timber with the faded kind of like greens. I think that's really, really nice. I'm impressed with that, very impressed. And I'm also impressed with this wallpaper coming up now. This kind of like rustic stone texture. I'm in love with it. I absolutely love that. I think that would look great on some farmhouse builds. Also, maybe if you had some kind of like French building in a village somewhere you wanted to build with that rough stone coming through. Italian builds would look good in that as well. All in all, a really good brick. I'm looking forward to using that. I really am. I think that would look good on old barns and stuff as well. My favourite swatch, probably the third one in. I just think that one pops a lot more than the rest of them. It's got like contrast and depth to it that I really like. All in all, a great stone wall. And then we've got this one here, which is a wooden texture that I actually really do like. Again, look at those swatches. And there's many. There's also a few what I thought were copies of the swatches, but what it's got is the same kind of like wood tone, but then with like a darker edge to it. You can kind of see what I'm going on about with a few of them. But all in all, I'm really impressed with that. And I love the little details on it. They've like got little nail marks or nail textures that you can see there. I just think that's a nice little touch. A nice little touch for a lovely and beautiful wallpaper. I forgot how to go up. I've been playing House Flipper too. There we go. We've risen to the depths. Another wooden texture, same with that one there. It's got differing kind of like edges to them, darker ones, but just look at those wood textures and look at the colors. The color like swatches throughout all of these wooden textures are lovely. We've got ones without the edge here as well. We're going to be able to build a whole lot with these. We really are. And I'm just glad that we've got some more nicer wooden slatted textures in the game, especially in this array of colors that we're going through here. And then this one here, a slightly thicker edge to this one, a bit more depth to it, which I love. Again, it's got those wonderful nail textures, and it's also got that lovely wooden texture with the kind of knots in the wood and stuff. I just think it's just gorgeous. Look at those swatches. Stunning. And then this wallpaper texture is the swatch that I was very impressed with. Like, if I was to pick my perfect swatch for building, or swatches for building, it would be this array of colors here. I'd probably skip off out that blue and get in a softer pink. That's just me being fussy. But I couldn't really work out what this is meant to be. Is it meant to be like a canvas? So you can build like tents, you know? I'm kind of feeling the vibe of that from this. So I think that's what it could be. You could build your own kind of like tents. If you had a campsite and stuff and you wanted to put like a dining space and you wanted this kind of like canvas tent over the top of it, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from that. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful swatches. They really are. Very impressed indeed. We've got a new wooden floor. This kind of reminds me a bit of decking. I think this would do really well on the exterior rather than in the interior. I mean, you could use it in the interior, you really could, but that to me looks like the perfect swatch for some lovely decking. And we all like a good decking, don't we? No, you know where I was trying to go with that. I'm not going to say it, but you know where my mind went. But very impressed with that indeed. And then we've got this stone texture here. It's not my favorite. I think everything looks a little bit too blue for me. I would like to have seen some softer sort of natural colors. I know blue's a natural color, but earthy tones. That's what I'm thinking. It would look great in some posh bathrooms and stuff, maybe even in a spa, but that's probably my least favorite out the whole lot of these, to be honest with you. But I'm going to give this, the wallpapers and the flooring, a solid 8 out of 10. I really am, and that's high for me, trust me, honestly. I'm a bitch when it comes to giving things marks, but that is a solid 8. Very impressed indeed. Now let's move on to doors and windows. And so here we are with the windows first, and I've never seen a window like this in The Sims, and it makes me very excited. So I was right about that canvas wallpaper, because we've got canvas windows now. Like, look at the little creases, the little texture in it. Ah, that's going to be so cool. I've never even thought about like building a proper tent. I mean, I've done a circus tent and stuff back in the day, but I've never thought about building like a safari tent or like a communal big huge tent where everyone can sleep in, because we've not really had anything to build it. But now we do. Now we do, with these canvasy tent windows that I love. They come in 2 different sizes, so we've got the smaller square one and the bigger kind of rectangle shape, and I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with those ones. I very much am. So we're going to have to give that build a go, aren't we? Now, we have got other windows as well, of course. We've got some smaller cabin style windows. I like the kind of wooden frame around these ones. They kind of like interesting. I think I can make use of them. And then we've got a bigger kind of variation of the same window. Lovely job. Again, the swatches are just on point. And then we've got these ones here, which again are cabin windows, but they're a little bit more, I'm going to say modern. They've got kind of a modern flair to them. And we've got them in that shape and also in the smaller square shape as well. Which is a new window. I'm not like overly impressed by them, but I think I could make use for them in some of the builds that we're going to be doing. And then we've got these ones here, which are almost like screen windows. And you can see that they've got that kind of like screen texture in them. Again, in all of the same wonderful swatches as what we've got going throughout the whole of this pack. Interesting window. I'm definitely going to try and make use of it without a doubt. But yeah, impressed by that. And it does come in these two colours at the end here. I just couldn't fit it onto the wall, but I'm very impressed. I am. I'm impressed with them. Very, very. It's nice to see some like innovative, different build and buy items, especially those tent canvasy windows. I'm really impressed by them. Looking forward to how I can see how I can utilize them into some different builds. And then we've got the smaller version of those screen windows. So it's nice to see kind of different variations of the same window so you can use them in many other builds. We've also got these ones here, which are those windows, but smaller single ones with shutters built into them, which I really love. And it's also nice to see that some of the windows haven't got that screen texture on them. I would like to have maybe seen like a few more like that, but I'm impressed that they thought about actually doing that and giving us windows without the canvas, the screen detail in them. Very nice indeed. We've got some triangular sort of house-shaped windows, I'm going to say. Nice. They are nice, but for me, I wish that it was just the wooden frame and not that black detail in the middle. That's just me being extra fussy. And I'm also, I would like to see how these are going to work. I'm actually going to test something now because I've just had a thought in my head to see if this will work. What about, could we, I've just built a small little house. Could we bring the window up to the top and put that at the top there? No. Annoyed. I kind of thought that would happen, but the window texture doesn't go through into the roof, which is really quite annoying because that would have been the perfect way to use these windows because that's just going to be weird putting it like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm a bit annoyed about that, to be honest with you. It's going to be kind of hard to use these windows, and I did think that that would be the case, but I wanted to try and see if we could do what I've just done there, and no, we can't. So, meh, I'm not impressed with those windows. See you later. Love these ones, by the way. These ones are going to come in really handy, even for like some cottage builds. I just love the shape of them. I wish we had a bigger version of that one. We don't. I wish we had a rectangular, bigger version. We've needed one of those windows in game for so long, like Georgian-esque windows. Like, they don't do them very well in The Sims. They do very well in custom content, but I would have loved to have seen a bigger version of that window. I really would have, because I would have been very happy. And then we've got these ones here, the final kind of ones, and they're kind of nice, modern, sort of big windows, really. I think these are coming really handy for shop builds. I think they would be really nice shop windows. Shop window windows. And again, in all of those lovely swatches as well. So there we go. For the windows, I'm going to give the windows a 6.5 out of 10. And I would have went higher, but there was just not that much of a grab to me. I loved the innovative use of the canvasy sort of like tent windows and stuff, but there was just a few things that kind of pulled it back for me, really. But all in all, 6.5 to 7 maybe out of 10 for the windows. Let's look at the doors. And so here we are with the doors then, my love. So we've got the screen door, which is good. It's going to match in with those windows really nicely. And I really love the shape of the door. I really do. I just wish that we had a glass version as well. I'm always honest, me, and I just wish that we had, a nice glass version of the door, because it's a great door and it would be such a good front door for a house. We don't really have screen doors in the UK, so I'm not really versed in it, but it probably fit in with the climate of this world. What's it called again? Diddy Point? Not Diddy. Let's just skip over that, shall we? I like this door. This is going to come in really nicely for interiors and exteriors. It really will, especially when we get down to this point here, which is a bit more of the just plain sort of wooden textures. I really love the shape of it. I really do. I think it's a great door. Very, very nice door. Lovely job. And it does come in some nice plain swatches as well, like I said. And then we've got this one here, which is kind of like variation of that one there and that one with the screen door. They've all kind of been mixed together. Again, I would have loved to have seen some plain glass versions of this one as well. But, oh, we do. We have some. Voila! Your wish has been answered, my loves. Your wish has been answered. Do we have just a plain wooden one, though? No, we don't. We just have the kind of like black and white version and that one there with the white trim. That one there has got a screen on it. But nice doors. I'm kind of happy with them, to be honest with you. Happier than I am. More happy than I am with the windows for some reason. I don't know why. I just find them gorgeous, especially that one. We'll come back to you in a minute. Go away. Go away. We're not coming to you just yet. Look at this. We've got the canvasy doors to match in with the windows so we can get a lovely little tent entrance. And I'm really impressed with them. I do like them just the same as I do like the actual windows themselves, but at least we've got something that can match in all of those lovely swatches as well, with that lovely detail on the windows, that canvasy little detail. I'm just very pleased with it. Hello, new modern front door. I have to say, all of the windows, all of the doors as well, are all short height. There's no medium or tall height windows or doors for this pack. Needed to reiterate that, but I'm really impressed with this one. Again, I'm not too keen on that weird kind of like muted grey trim that's in everything. I would have just loved to have seen that all in wood. I don't think it needed that, to be honest with you, but it's in there. I can't do anything about it. But I like it. I definitely will see myself using that on some modern builds and stuff. It looks great in the black because it's got the whole solid kind of look to it. So I will be doing that. We've got some short height arches as well, single tile arches. And I'm pleased with them. I mean, they're not an arch, but they are a kind of doorway, you know. And yeah, happy. I mean, we've got them already in game. There's nothing really that much different about them. We've got the single kind of like door modern vibe. Nice. Again, I can see these being used, especially that white one. For some reason, to me, that looks like a UPVC like back door to a garden or something. So I can definitely see myself using some of them when I get down with my British builds once again. And then we've got these double doors here. Very nice. It's going to match in with the single doors that we've already seen, plus the windows. I really like them, especially these two here, the two wooden textures here. Perfect. They are going to look really good, like maybe even like a high school build or something. Again, great shop doors as well. So I can definitely mix this pack up with a lot of different builds, which is really pleasing. I'm happy about that. So I'm very impressed with that door. Do love it. And then we've got a new slidey door, my loves. Again, I'm not enjoying that texture in the middle. I would have just loved to have seen it in a plain wood. Okay, that's going to kind of throw me off a little bit about using that in multiple builds, because it hasn't got the range, shall we say, because of the color choices in it. But again, I like the white and I like the black. I'm going to be able to utilize that in several different builds. And then we've got this lovely door here, which is really nice. I love the fact that it looks like an exterior front door to a cabin. Again, you could use this for a shop, cafe, lots of different builds and that kind of vibe. I just love the little lock detail on it with the little like open like button. You can see what I mean? I think that's very, very nice. I don't know if I'm doing that. You can't even see that. I was doing that. Not on camera, not on main. But again, really impressed with it. I love the lattice windows. Very, very impressed. And it's going to go with that small kind of cottage window that I was impressed with, that I'm still fuming about. We didn't get a bigger version of it, to be honest, but there we go. So I'm going to score the doors higher than the windows, which is quite weird. I just think I don't know. I prefer them. I prefer them to the windows, weirdly. So I'm going to give them a good 7.5. Good 7.5 out of 10 for the doors for this new expansion. So let's move on to some other things, shall we? Let's start getting some furniture pieces and everything. And I'm going to set this whole lot out and we're going to go through absolutely everything. So before we move on to the actual furniture pieces, we have got some stuff for the exterior and the interiors. Stairs, stair railings, fences, all of that kind of stuff. Foundations. Loving this new stair, by the way. Absolutely love that stone texture. And I love how it fits so seamlessly with the wallpaper underneath of it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Some new railings as well. I'm not really a huge fan of the placement of the bars. I don't know why. I think it would have been better that way. That's just me being fussy. But there's just something about it. It doesn't look right to me. I don't know what it is. And it's not for me. I think it would have maybe been a bit difficult for them to like maybe do the diamond shape rather than the square. But we've got some new railings. And we've also got some new railings here as well as some new stairs. And I'm really impressed with these. I can definitely see myself using these stairs and railings on a lot of my builds. Cabin builds, tree house builds, modern builds. I think we could, it's just very multi-useful, we're going to say today. But again, coming in all of those amazing swatches. I'm just really impressed with the swatches. I really am. And we have 3 new foundations. So we have that stone foundation to match in with that wallpaper that I love. A new stilted foundation. I really wish they would stop doing the concrete things around the bottom and just have like wood going straight down into the ground. I would like to see that a little bit more because I'm just a bit bored of seeing that. And that foundation there, which is going to match in really nicely with the wooden decking flooring that I said. I think that would be really nice. These were the only things that were in the kind of plant and tree category. That's what I think of that. And we do have some new fences that are going to match in with the railings that you've already seen up there, coming in all of the same swatches as well. This would look really good on a farm. I think having that fence there on a farm would be really, really good. So I'm definitely going to be utilizing that with a double gate as well. And the matching fence here with those railings over there. And again, it comes with a double gate on that part too, in all of the same swatches that you can see in the back there. Very, very nice indeed. Very impressed. And we do have new columns. So we've got these wooden columns here all the way along, including the spandrel in the background. I forgot to say that. We do have that spandrel. We'll go over there in a minute because I like that texture, that detail with the wood. I'll show you. And then these ones here. They almost look like magic wands to me for some reason. But I think those would be really good inside like one of the canvasy tent builds that you could build. But yeah, this is the spandrel that I'm going on about. And I just like that detail at the top there. I think that's really, really nice. Again, coming in all of those same swatches. Very nice indeed. And then over this way, we've got some new awnings in the game. Very nice. I like them. I could definitely see myself using these on quite a few builds. I really could. And it does come in a nice array of different swatches as well. We do have some new dormers. I don't really tend to use dormers a lot. And these ones here are probably not going to be used by me quite often either. Main reasons being, I'm not really a fan of the windows where you can't see through. I wish they would put some kind of animation so it looks like there's a room in there. Do you know what I mean? Just to make it look like they did with the shops in cottage living. I wish they had that where you could kind of look in and sort of see a room. I think that would be nice. We have 2 new chimneys. First one we've got is this kind of like wooden texture one, which I actually do really like. I think that's quite nice indeed. And then we have this lovely stone one to match in with that wallpaper that I love. So I'm definitely going to have to do a build very soon using that stone wallpaper. I really am. We also got a new flag as well. I think that's going to be good for like campgrounds and stuff, I would imagine. And very excitingly, I think we've all been a bit excited about this one. Oh, I didn't put you on anywhere. I don't know how I'm going to do this. How do you go there? Well, that's not right, is it? Oh, okay. Do you need to go over that side? What about this side? What? Oh, there we go. That's a bit odd. Okay, well, there we go. We've got new diving boards, my loves. New diving boards. I've been wanting this style of diving board for a long time, so I'm so happy to see it in game right now. I really am, including the high diving board. I'm wondering if there are going to be new animations with this, or are they going to be exactly the same animations that came with Get Together with the diving board we got there. Again, I'm going to have to go into gameplay to find that out for myself. And we do have that water slide that I just put in. So I'm really interested in seeing the animation of them plopping into the actual water. Again, something I'm going to have to look into when I get into the actual game. But yeah, there we bloody have it for this slot. Nice. Okay, nice array of stuff. I'm not going to give any marks for that. We're just going to continue on and get into the build and buy. Well, where the hell do we start here? This is a lot of stuff. And I know I say that with every expansion pack, but it is a lot of stuff. And there are some beautiful items with this. There really is a few new favorites. Let me just show you. I'll point that out to you when we get to it, darlings. Let's start up in the top corner here. So we've kind of got these little like fold out director chairs without the kind of back to them, almost like a director stool, you could say. Cute. I love the swatches with this as well, especially on some of the like sofas and stuff. I don't know where this is based on, so I'm guessing this is some kind of cultural influence that I'm seeing in a lot of the color choices and stuff, and I'm kind of for it. I really am. But yeah, lovely director stool. I can see that being a good thing to put around maybe like a campfire or something like that. That's what I'm feeling from it anyway. Now we're on to a new chair. I think this is very similar looking to one of the base game chairs that we've got. I do love the detail of the throw up to one side, and it's nice that all of the throws are really different as well, depending on what swatch you've gone for. I can see myself probably using that, definitely in cabin builds and stuff, which is what a lot of this build and buy is tailored to. I will say that kind of aesthetic. And yeah, nice chair. We've got another chair here as well. Now, I love those textures at the back there. Like all of these at the top. Oh, love it. I love the worn wood. The only thing I'm not really a fan of is the huge metal rings on the side of the chair. It's like a cuck chair for Shrek, isn't it, to be honest with you? They're very big rings, but I think I can overlook that, to be honest with you, because I actually do like this chair a lot, and I like the swatches, weirdly. There are a few, like the blue and purplish, the pinky purpley colour. Not really a fan of that one, but the rest of them, definitely. I just love those three textures there. That one, and that one, and that one. 4 textures on the back. I love that. And that is utilised in other parts as well. Now, we do have a director chair here as well, but it hasn't got arms on it, so it's kind of a little bit different to the one that we've already got in game. I forget what that one came with. But yeah, another chair matching in with the director's stools. It's fine. I'm not really overly keen on it, to be honest with you. I don't know why. The chairs, as I said, look at these. Those 4 at the back there. I love them. They're going to come in clutch for so many different builds, especially if you're building in a really bright kind of bohemian style or something like that. That's what I'm getting from it. I really am. But again, it's a dining chair. I like those 4 swatches. The rest of them, they're okay. They are okay. Another chair. How many dining chairs did we need with this pack? Let me just say that. A nice chair. A nice, simple chair, really, in all of the swatches that this pack has come with. And I haven't really got much else to say about that, to be honest. And here we are with some bar stools, matching in with all of the rest of those tones. Those 4 favourites at the back there. I love it. I do. I like the worn wood. I think that's very, very nice. I love seeing a bit more worn item in game. I really do. We've got a new sofa, loves, and it's okay. I would have preferred it if it had maybe some kind of arm on the side of it. And it does remind me of a base game sofa, the one with the kind of like patterns, the triangle patterns on it. It's kind of in that vein, but it is a 3-seater. It's fine. I'm not going to say I'd probably use this a whole lot, to be honest with you. Maybe in some kind of builds, some mid-century builds, this would fit in quite nicely. But yeah, it's okay. It's not my favourite, but at least we've got a new sofa in the game. One thing I was really kind of surprised with this pack is that we didn't really get a new kitchen at all in this game. I thought we were going to get a new kitchen, and we didn't. We did not indeed. So a little bit surprised about that, to be honest. Now, with that cuck chair, we do have a cuck sofa as well. So if you have two or more people in your relations, then you can have them sit side by side and get chained together, which is lovely. Yeah, just joking. But again, it's the matching sofa to go with that chair. My 4 favorite prints are at the back. I'm definitely going to be using them a whole lot. I was kind of excited about this. I love this. A little sofa bench, shall we say. But look at the little detail underneath. It's got logs in it. So you could even put this like near a fireplace in like an alcove or something. I think that's really nice. Again, I've put my favorite patterns at the back. But I just love that little extra bit of detail with the logs in there. I just thought that was really nice. That would be lovely in hallways and stuff and boot rooms, that kind of vibe. We have a small square dining table, a very rustic, a bit weathered and beaten, but I do actually really like it. I think that will come in kind of handy. Now, this is one of my favorite things in the pack, the new dining table. Big, chunky, robust. Oh, there's a little crafting station there, by the way. You can actually do little crafts and stuff. I thought I'd get that out just so you can see it. But this table is lovely. I just love a chunky looking dining table. Farmhouses, modern houses, you're going to be able to put that in so much. And again, the swatches are just on point. I think this has been the most on point swatches, especially with wooden textures in an expansion that I've seen in a very long time. It really is. This will match in so well with a lot of the already pre-existing stuff we have from other expansions and also the base game. A hall table, which I really like as well. It matches in with the style of the dining table. The ring pulls are just absolutely gigantic. They are. That's got to be so heavy. It really must be. But it's a lovely hall table. I know I will be using that a whole lot as well. Now, this is a nice new side table that's made to look like an old kind of like chest. It's nice. I can see myself using it. It would probably come in really handy while I'm decorating like attics or lofts or basements and stuff to make it look like storage and things. It would still look nice in some kind of like industrial, maybe living room with like a record player on top or something. I can imagine that with that. That's very nice. A fold out kind of side table as well. So it's okay. I think this would look maybe good in, I don't know, a greenhouse or something with some plants and stuff on. But you could also have this in maybe a bit of like a shabby apartment or house where it's right next to the sofa, make it look like they have the kind of TV dinners on it and stuff. But I can't really see myself using that in any other sort of sense, to be honest. Now we have this. This is a side table, but I think you're meant to put like a microwave or something on top of it. I very much doubt that a microwave does go on top of that, to be honest. I really, really doubt that. But it kind of gives me that vibe, that like movable trolley in the kitchen. So you might be able to utilize it for that kind of thing. And then we have the matching coffee table to the dining table that I really liked. I just love this. I think it's very nice. It's very thick and strong looking, shall we say. And yeah, I think I could definitely see myself using that as well. I really do. And then we've got some new desks. So this is really interesting, actually, because they've kind of put this detail on them where it looks like they've got brackets and they can kind of like fold up. I thought that was a really cute little touch. I do like that. I do like that. I've never seen a desk like that before. I kind of wish that there was a version without the stickers and stuff on. But I can still see myself using that in maybe like teens' bedrooms, even children's bedrooms, to be honest. But yeah, I would like to have seen a different variation of the swatches there, to be honest with you. Oh, look, picnic tables. How exciting. I always love a picnic table. I love that we can add this one to the other 475,000 ones we already have already. And not the Blair Witch Project, like handprints on it. That's not for me. It's not for me. It's a cute picnic table. I like the weathered ones without the scary handprints all over them. But again, picnic tables, my God, I'm so bored of seeing them. I really bloody am. a new sink, which I do really like, actually. It's a nice floating sink that you can just put up against a wall. Coming in all of those amazing swatches that we've all seen already. But I can see myself using that in modern bathrooms especially. So that's going to be a staple, it really is. And this bath is cute. There's just something about it I don't like. I think it looks too chunky. It just looks too cartoony to me. It doesn't look realistic. I like the idea of what they were going for. I would just like to have seen that executed a little bit better because it's just a little bit too chunky, and it's not the vibe for me, to be honest. Oh, look, a bar. Again, another thing that we've probably got thousands of, but this would look nice outside, I think. This is like a nice outdoor garden bar or a campsite, that kind of vibe. Again, coming in all of those swatches that I've been a fan of throughout this whole look through. Honestly, I've been so impressed with the swatches. Should we go down there first, or should we look at the rugs? Let's look at the rugs. The rugs are actually really lovely. I love these ones at the top, the oval shaped ones. There's only 4 swatches of these, and they kind of change. Oh no, 5, sorry. And they kind of change shape. But I love the 3, like almost targets. I think that's what they were going for with that kind of vibe with them. And the patterns on them, it's really pretty. Really, really pretty. And then we get this other one here that comes in all of these swatches. And I actually really like these as well. Minus the canoes. I'm not really into the canoes, but the rest of them I can definitely see myself using in a lot of builds. Especially this one here. There's something about that one there I really like. Yeah, I think it's very pretty indeed. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to go on to the beds now. Oh, we're steaming through this, aren't we, loves? So here are the beds. Very much campsite-esque looking beds to me. Like, these remind me of the beds that you would stay in when you used to go on like school trips and stuff and stay overnight in places. Like on Dartmoor, I used to go. These beds remind me of it. They come in the double version, but also the single version as well. The swatches, they're very bright. They're not really for me, but I could definitely see myself using them for certain builds. This is another bed, and it's very rustic. It will fit in quite a few builds. Ranch builds, farmhouses, that kind of vibe. Even tree houses, I can see myself using them, to be honest. But it is very rustic, but that one there also does come in a single version as well, which is nice because you kind of get the matching ones from each of them, which is bloody lovely, isn't it? This was absolutely adorable. We're going to start over here. Look at this little object here. It's like a little boot room kind of looking place where you would hang up all your bits and bobs, but it's just all the little details that are in it. The little targets, the trainers, the little rucksack hung up. I just think that's really lovely. What I would have loved to have probably seen is an empty one with nothing in it. You know, I would have liked to have seen that because you could have put 2 of them together and stuff without it looking too kind of like copied. But again, all of those amazing swatches come forward in that one there too. Now, to go with the bar, we do have a new bar backdrop as well. So all of the same swatches as that we've already seen. But yeah, it's cute. And it's kind of small as well, which is nice to see. It's not a big, huge one. That's going to fit into like short height builds and stuff to be able to put in that way, which I'm really pleased about. Because a lot of those bar backdrops are always the medium height and you have to size them down. And it's just not the vibe. A shower that I could primarily see being used outside, very much a camp shower looking kind of thing. But it's really nice. I think the details in it are lovely. The little hanging towel, the pipes coming up from the ground and stuff. I just think it's a well executed like asset. And I definitely will be using that. I really will. Then over to here. Let's go on to this wall now that we're here. We have this little hook hanging place. I could probably see that being used in a hallway, really. That's going to be the only place you could use it. But then I was confused about like seeing the board games and the books and stuff in it. I would have preferred to see that a bit empty, but it's still a nice object. We also have a new shelf. I do like the shelf. I think it's lovely. And I like that it's got stuff on it. I do, because not a lot of stuff fit on the shelves in game. But again, I would have maybe liked to have seen an empty shelf as well to go with it, just to be extra fussy. And we have a new clock. We haven't added a new clock in a hot titty minute. But again, it's very themed. So this is going to be kind of difficult to use time and time again for different builds and things. But it's still a nice clock. Not much more I could say on it, to be honest. But yeah. Now, I was very excited about this. Another favorite object. I know, me, a hot tub, favorite object. But it's the fact that it's built into the ground. I'm definitely going to be using this for some of my modern builds out on the decking near the swimming pool and stuff. It's just so nice that it sinks down. I'm going to be interested to see the animation of them climbing into this. Wondering if it would be very similar to the hot springs animation. I'll find out once I actually get to play with the game. I think I'm going to play through on Sunday and I'll share my thoughts of the gameplay next week sometime. A new dresser. Cute, but once again, the same with the desk. It's got stickers and stuff all over it. And I know this was meant for like camp, like to be used as a camp asset, but then it kind of diminishes the opportunity to use it in other builds, if you know what I mean, because of all the stickers and stuff all over it. Maybe just 1 or 2 wood swatches without any weather damage and no stickers would have been absolutely perfect. Now, one thing I really want to play around with in gameplay is the new modular playground. This is only a little bit of it. There are so many other little items that you can use and stuff, but I just pulled out a lot of the bigger pieces, fit them all together, and they just snap on. I'm so impressed with that, actually. There was one thing I wasn't looking forward to. I was just like, oh, modular playground looks cute. Yeah, I wonder if it'd be naff. I'm looking forward to seeing the gameplay from it. I really am. And then we got this little habitat thing, which is I think is where you collect the butterflies and you keep them in here. Again, another thing I'm going to be interested in seeing once I get to the gameplay aspect, and that comes in all of those wood swatches as well. And now we have a new swing. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Another new swing, but it's cute. It's a swing. Nothing more can be said about it, really. Nothing more at all. Nice new lights. I like this. It comes in a short height one, the medium height ones, and then the tall height wall light. So you're going to be able to use them in quite a few of the builds. I love the use of the wire kind of wrapping around the chain. I think that's really, really cool and realistic. Very industrial. I'm definitely going to be utilizing that and using it in some of the industrial builds. I really am. These are cute as well. I do like this little object with the basket with the kind of candle in there. I'm like a Virgo, very safety conscious. I'd be a bit scared about keeping a candle in there, to be honest. But, you know, it's a nice object. I can see myself using it. This lamp, I'm not into it. It's very themed. It's got all of the oars from the canoes, and they've made it into a lamp. It's just, again, it's just another lamp, floor lamp that is just overstyled, overworked, and I'm not going to get much use out of it, to be honest with you. Same with this one. This looks like a kerosene kind of like lamp to me, but it's just got stickers and stuff all over it. Again, I'm going to be limited about using that in any other way, really. And then these come in all different swatches as well. They're like jellyfish lights. I personally, I don't know where this come from. I don't know where the jellyfish came into this pack. I was left a bit confused about it, to be honest with you. They're cute. It might look nice in a children's bedroom, but I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of them, to be honest. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Goodbye, jellyfish. We've got 2 new food stores. I don't know what they're selling. They probably sell something different, but I have no idea what they are. I'm going to find that out once I get into gameplay. Now we've got some new pictures. These do come in some different swatches, but they just changed the colors of the frames themselves. So I didn't really put them up because it was just the same pictures coming through. But yeah, and then we've got these new posters. I think this is like hanging around the camps and stuff. A new mirror. I should have got the swatches out for that one. I didn't. How very dare I? But a nice new mirror. I'm definitely good. That's very similar to my bathroom mirror, so I'm going to be using that quite a bit. And then we've got a new curtain. I think they always fail with curtains, and the story is not different today. I just don't like them. It's just too much for me. It does come in a medium and a tall height as well, but there we go. There's the curtains. I'm annoyed with them, to be honest. I am happy with these though, because they're going to look really good when it comes to doing like a big canvasy tent build to be able to put over one of my favorite windows as well that came with it. And then we've got some more wall decorations here. So we have got a sign, a new sign at the top. I'm going to be interested to see the swatches of that actually, because I didn't... Oh, it's the same logo. It's just all different colors. Okay. And then we've got a bow and arrow thing for the wall. I've no idea. Some oars, some like paper looking craft sort of wall decoration. It's okay, but I'm kind of excited about this. As a builder, I love a pot of pan to hang on the wall, so I'm really happy with that. That's a nice new item to be able to use. I'm happy. Now, do you want to see my favorite item from this whole pack? Hello. This is the new wood burner, my loves, and I love it. I love the fact that it comes with the solid kind of stone underlay. I'm going to be using this one to death. I really am. I'm so happy with it. I'm going to try and make one with like its own like mantle and stuff at the top. Don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to give it a try. That is my favorite item. Outside out of this whole pack. And that's my favorite item, a bloody wood burner. Nice new wall light as well. I really love this lantern. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Again, I can definitely see myself using that a whole lot. I really do. But yeah, massive, massive fan of that wood burner. I really am. And now on to a new fireplace. A gorgeous new fireplace, may I add. I think this is stunning. I'm going to use this I don't think I'll use the cottage living ones anymore because I'm actually a bigger fan of this one. I think this will go so well in cottagey older builds, ranches, that kind of vibe. Definitely want to build a ranch. I want to go down the route of maybe building a modern sort of rustic ranch using a lot of the new items. So look out in the coming weeks because I'll get that kind of coming out for us. But yeah, comes in all of those swatches that matches in with the wallpaper. And we have another new fireplace, which I love too. I think this is actually really nice. Love the wall, like the wood detail on the wall. I just think it's gorgeous. I really do. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Very pleased with that indeed. And this one comes in a lot of swatches. Look at them. It just carries on, darlings. They really went to town with swatches this time, I feel. Like there's been a lot of swatches and they've all been really nice as well. So I'm really pleased with it. Very pleased indeed. Right, did I miss anything from up here? Nope, that pretty much covers it. So we do have some new gameplay items. We have the archery I don't know what you would call them, targets, let's call them that. So I'm looking forward to seeing the gameplay from that. I've not seen anything. I'm going to go into blind. I'm going to go in blind and test it all out myself. I'm really looking forward to it. Very excited about this new standing weight area. I'm so excited. This is just going to bring a whole new level to the gym aspect. It really will. I would like to build a new gym now that we've got all of these new things, including the exercise bike, which I think comes with an instructor bike as well. So I'm going to have a look into that once I get into the gameplay. I have not looked at any of the gameplay, so I'm actually quite excited. A new fire pit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it does need one with this pack, but we've got a lot of fire pits now, really. Canoe. Looking forward to seeing that. Wondering if you can... Is there any certain areas you can canoe? Like, can you canoe in areas where you can swim in other worlds? I want to see how that works. I don't know. I don't know the answers. We do have a new patio heater that I'm really happy about. I should have got out the swatches for that as well. I don't know why I didn't do that, but that's a really nice patio heater. I love that. So that would be good for your restaurants, your bars, like outside and stuff, even your gardens. A slide. I'm looking forward to seeing the animation. I know we've already got kind of slide animations with the toddlers and stuff, but I want to see, can adults go down it? If they can, I would like to see it. Thank you. A new toilet. I mean, that was probably needed if you're going to be building campsites and stuff. But yeah, happy with that. And then this is just a few of the other little random bits that I've pulled out, the decorative stuff. You've already seen the crafting thing. I think you can make like paper, like origami and stuff from what I've heard. I think this is an object to catch butterflies in. I think so. Love this new console. I think this is adorable. And it does come in a couple of different swatches as well. But I like the 80s version. I really do. A new plant. It's very cute. I think the pot's a little bit too much, but that's just me. We've got this kind of like, I don't know what that's supposed to be. What are you supposed to be? Just copious coffees and teas. So like in a little refreshment area. A little desk fan. I don't know if that works. I would imagine it does. And then more creepy handprints. I don't know why I find handprints really creepy. I just don't like them. And then a new little utensil pot as well. So that's just the clutter, to be honest. We've got a new fridge. A new under the counter kind of looking fridge. I think that's very cute. Well, it's not really under the counter, but it's a smaller one nonetheless. A new sign. It does come in some different swatches as well, so you can use that. And then there are a few different signs, like this one. We've got this one here that looks like kind of like a camp entrance. And this one here, I have no idea what this one's used for, but again, I'll probably find out that in gameplay too. We'll go to those creepy little things in a minute, but we've got kind of like outside decor. That looks like it's got tents and stuff in to me. That'd be nice to kind of keep outside if you like camp builds and things. And this little object here, which I think is really cute, on top of a suitcase with a little lantern and stuff. It's just all very cute. And then we've got these scary looking little things. I think we all know what these are. I think we've all seen them. This is the imaginary friend object that we had. Was it The Sims 3 or Sims 2? I can't remember. But I used to get so annoyed with the imaginary friends. I really didn't like them. But I am going to be playing around with them in The Sims 4 just to see what they're all about, to be honest. But yeah. And then finally, we've got new kind of visual effects. So all of these are butterflies, and you just pop these out, and then in gameplay these disappear, and then you see the butterflies everywhere. So I'm kind of interested to see how these look, because you could really go to town with this and put butterflies around on your cottage builds with all the flowers and stuff outside. So I love that they keep adding like things like this in. I think they should start doing a little bit more, to be honest. I really do. Now, there was one thing I didn't get out because I didn't get a kitchen out. And we've got a blender now, which is really, really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing gameplay with that. And we've got a new kettle as well. So that was just the two things that I forgot. Now, as always, I've probably forgot something. I have no idea. But I think this is a really nice, decent amount of stuff with probably some of the best swatches I've seen on Build and Buy in a very long time. So I'm looking forward to utilizing this and getting it into some of my builds. I really am. The overall, I'm going to give it a 7 point. No, I'm just going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. No, 7.5. I'm going to be nicer. 7.5 out of 10 for the Build and Buy, because I just think it's really nice. And I like that it's themed, and yet you can also use it in various other builds and not just your camps and your kind of like cabins and stuff. But I'm impressed. I really am. Well, nothing more needs to be said, does it? That is my Build and Buy review for the new Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm always interested in hearing what you think of the stuff. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you so much for watching, my darlings. I'm going to be back on Tuesday with some more House Flipper too. Have a lovely weekend. Goodbye.